We at Momentum are highlighting the Jewish value of generosity. Now, when I think about role models for this trait, my brain goes immediately to my Nana. You see, I always thought that my late grandmother, Mrs. Celia Fisher, may her memory be for a blessing, was the most generous person I had ever met. If she was wearing something and you commented on it, you said you liked it, off it came and into your hand it was thrust. She used to bake the most extraordinary blueberry muffins with all this crystallized sugar on top, and fresh blueberry pies, she would always say, are loaded with lemon rind, bursting with fruit, and there were always baked apples in the oven just waiting for us to smother in syrup and devour. And she was constantly bringing us her baking. When we'd go to her house on Friday nights, she'd make a roast beef, and we all loved it. Now, I don't want to gross you out, but it was wrapped in this kind of string, like a sort of cooking twine, and my greatest thrill was to chew that string before dinner. And she always saved the string for me. Now, as she grew older and moved into a small apartment, a hockey bag stuffed with everything I had ever admired in her home came to mind. A silver tea set, knickknacks and tchotchkes, her amazing Shabbat china with soup bowls that have little handles on the side of them, her silver flatware. She knew I loved it, and she couldn't wait to give it to me. I thought she was the most selfless person in the world, living only to love and share with her family. Some years back, I read a quote. And whenever I'm en route to the Dead Sea in Israel, I think about it and I share it. It said that the Dead Sea is famous as the lowest point on planet Earth. It's actually 396 meters below sea level. This means that water flows into the Dead Sea, but no water ever flows out. So this inability to give of itself is one of the reasons that it was called the Dead Sea. And it's no coincidence that Sodom, that paradigm city of selfishness, is located next to the Dead Sea. Because to be alive is to give. To be dead is to stop giving. Anyway, tzedakah, which is commonly translated as charity, but it was actually more accurately translated as righteous obligation, is such an important Jewish value that the Talmud tells us these powerful ideas. 1, tzedakah and acts of kindness are the equivalent of all the mitzvahs of the Torah. And next, greater is tzedakah than all of the sacrifices. And then third, if only the people who lived in the generation of the flood and the people of Sodom had given tzedakah, they would not have perished. Great is tzedakah. For since the day that the world was created, until this day, the world stands upon tzedakah.